I'll just do a quick attendance just to make it a little easier on Aaron. Michael Kruger.
Here.
Jason Danielson.
Here.
Rob All.
Here.
Phoebe Ferguson.
Present.
Obviously myself. Mike Powell is absent. So is Stephen J. They both emailed me. Eric Spangenberg.
I'm here.
Aaron Vaughn.
Here, sorry.
No worries. And Nate Wold is out as well. So I think we have enough for a quorum though. Yeah, so Megan, I guess I did have a question. Stephen J, he must have his membership past due because his name doesn't show up on the board of directors anymore. Would that be the why?
That'd be my guess.
I'll have to remind him then to pay his dues. So
I can look real quick.
Yeah, because I noticed that today that only 9 people showed up. I was like, well, who are we missing? Okay. I guess while we're waiting for that though, did anyone not get the chance to look at the minutes? I did send a couple corrections to Aaron, and he did put we passed the request for assistance. That's on there. So because we did that over a survey. So okay, I guess hearing no other corrections, I will take a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, second.
This is Phoebe. I second that.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Okay. Minutes passed.
And Stephen J's membership expired on November 18th.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for looking at that, Megan.
You're welcome.
Okay. Since Steven's not here, Michael, do you want to give a quick recap of your GIS Day meetup?
Yeah. Thank you to the board for supporting it. Jeff Sprock and Michelle Neddens, line coordinator at the City Billings, they did all the logistics for the meeting. We met up at a place called Tiny's Tavern in a isolated room. Jeff had some like books and stuff from Esri that we did giveaways on, and the 5 personal use license. So we did raffle for that. We had some pizza, some chicken, and then we went around the room. There was about 11 of us, 11 in total. And we kind of went around the room, and Michelle had us take pieces of toilet paper, and based on the number of sheets of toilet paper was one thing you had to say about yourself.
Nice.
Some people took like big wads. I took like 1 sheet. It was kind of nice. But it was cool. It was a nice icebreaker. Got to meet a couple new folks. It was good. It was the first meetup I've been a part of in person for over 2 years. It was a very good time, just networking, and we talked about the web maps. Congratulated Alan Armstrong. He was there on his win. Announced Eric Spangenberg winning it all. Yeah, the one thing we failed to do, and we said it like 6 times, is like, we should take a picture. We should take a picture. Never took a picture. So I'm sorry. There's no proof, but I promise we met. And that's it. Any questions?
Yeah, thanks for putting that together, Michael. You sound like a pretty good success.
Yeah, no problem. It was a group effort. It was nice with Jeff and Michelle, and everybody kind of did a little bit. And it turned into a good event.
Yeah, and I think most of you know the winners for the web app contest. So congrats, Eric, for winning. And then Alan Armstrong, like Michael said, was second. And then Haley from City of Helena was third. So it's pretty good representation. So around the state. So okay, does anyone else have anything to add about GIS Day? Hopefully we can have some more momentum next year. Doing some more GIS Day events around the state. So, okay, let's move on to the award ad hoc. So I think this is kind of came up the last couple months in the conference planning committee, and we probably should address this as a board. So there is guidance dating back to the prior bylaws that the professional development chair would essentially kind of head up this ad hoc committee and form kind of 5 other representatives to all, to essentially vote on and, essentially award candidates for the 2 awards that we hand out every other year at the conference. So I did put together some language that would essentially shift this role so it's more under the conference committee and more specifically the conference liaison person in the future. But I did talk to Phoebe about this too, and it's totally up to her whether or not she's willing to do it or not. But this was not a kind of a going in responsibility for this board position. So does anyone else have any comment about this? I mean, because it also could go under member development, but I know how busy Steve has been, and especially with the salary survey and stuff, I think it's probably best to just keep it within the conference committee.
Sorry, to the uninitiated, the professional development chair. Can you describe that a little bit more?
Oh, in terms of what it used to be, yeah. So obviously with the bylaws a couple years ago, the professional development committee no longer exists, and under the previous language or the structure, I should say, of the committees, the conference subcommittee fell under the professional development. So that's kind of why the words ad hoc was kind of under the umbrella of the professional development. So, and that, kind of with the reorganization of Magip, I think it probably makes sense just to slide it in under the conference committee.
Gotcha. Okay.
Jeff, yeah, this is Phoebe. I am fine with assuming that role. The board is, think that's a good spot for the conference, or the role that for the conference liaison to have. And it makes sense if the awards are going to be given at the conference, but it'll be, I guess, once a term for the conference liaison potentially. So yeah.
Yeah, you have a couple of us on the board that have had the professional development, experience. And another thing with this position, it does entail like ordering the plaques. There is a document. Yeah, I think it is this document right here. That kind of outlines. Yeah, for some reason the images aren't showing up. Google Drive kind of does some weird things to this, but there is a company out of Minnesota that we order these awards from, and they essentially just ship it out here once we know the person that we're awarding them to. We don't certainly order these plaques like in January or something. It's something that's like a end of February, beginning of March task. So
Okay.
yeah, I did it a few years ago for the Helena conference, and I think that was when John Henderson and Megan Burns received the awards. So
Yeah, and if everyone approves of this, then, you know, I can go ahead and move forward with it, and I will definitely bug you if I have questions.
yeah, no problem at all. Okay. So I guess we you know, since Phoebe is willing to do it, we can just assign her to do it. So I will take a motion to shift the awards ad hoc to the conference committee. So
Yeah, I'll make a motion to shift the awards responsibility to the conference committee.
I'll second it.
yeah, that was Michael Kruger too. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed say nay. Okay. That item has passed unanimously. Okay. I'll give a quick recap. We'd met with Aaron Fashaway and Jenny here at the State Library. So Mike, myself, and Michael, we just kind of had a quick collaboration meeting, and we talked about you know, having the bylaws revised, you know, going into our next election cycle, you know, and they did agree with kind of what we talked about at the strategic planning event, and having kind of just both organizations goals kind of align. And Michael, was there anything else that you wanted to add? And you know, and they did stress the importance of, you know, having that as a voting privilege, and that was kind of like kind of goes back to the charter board of Magip, and kind of having a dual representation, or not, you know, not necessarily dual representation, but representation, Magip representation on their board, and then Emily representation on our board. So, was there anything else you wanted to add there, Michael?
The only thing is I did attend that training deal that they were talking about, trying to get Magip and Emily kind of coordinated there. It was really tailored towards how the state library can better serve its constituents, is my takeaway. I stayed on for about an hour and a half, but it was a 3-hour long meeting, so I couldn't be on the whole thing. But
yeah, and we did talk about that too. So that part of the legislative funding that came towards the state library was creating this training program, and they wanted Magip impact, or Magip feedback and input on this training program. So that's I was unavailable that one day, so we had Michael kind of sit on that. And so I think there'll be more to come. Is that right there, Michael? There'll be more to come with that training program, but it'll be good to get Magip involved.
Yeah, because that was just the needs assessment. And I did drop some notes, you know, like coordinating, you know, the grant writing training was a big topic of conversation, and how to use some of the tools on the state library website. So I just think we just need to stay plugged into it, like you said, Jeff, and make sure we have Magip there to help them leverage our resources.
Yeah, and it's to my understanding that it's going to be available to pretty much all EMLIA stakeholders. So that I think this will be a good program. I don't think there was any talks of if it's just going to be centralized here in Helena. I know we talked about that briefly in our collaboration meeting, but I think there's opportunity for these trainings to be recorded as well. So I think it'll be good. And then one other thing that we did talk about too, we talked about possibly having kind of a short strategic goal session between Magip and EMLIA and involve the entire board or whoever wants to attend. So I think so I guess this kind of leads into our next topic with the quarterly meeting agenda items. That's something that we could have, just shortly after the meeting and invite both Aaron Fashway and Jenny staff to come over and collaborate with us in a kind of a mini strategic session. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that. We can also, so this kind of leads into our next topic too. So whoever wants to weigh in on any sort of topics that we want to talk about in January, feel free.
Well, we're here in Great Falls, we're taking out a EMLIA grant, obviously for the PLSS. So it'd be kind of interesting from my perspective to know a little bit more inside information on EMLIA and also just possibly be able to disseminate that to other grantees. I don't know if there's any, I'm not exactly sure what takeaways I would have to enlighten anybody else, but I'd be interested in to know more about the internals.
Yeah, and another thing we could possibly talk about at this work session too is a kind of legislation as well, because I know we talked about this at our strategic planning event that we want to get a little bit more involved in the legislative session in 2023. So that's another thing we can talk about with the council. Okay. One thing that I think I did talk to Michelle about this. I think I was talking to a couple of you about this too. The communications position that we talked about at our retreat as well. This is a tough one. I think we probably should discuss this a little bit further in January. I think it's a great topic for us to have, but I think even Aaron reached out to Diane, and I think it would continue to happen. If there's no stipend available, is getting a qualified person to handle that sort of role within Magip. So I think it's something to think about if we want to include a stipend in the future, or how do we incentivize someone to do a communications role for Magip if there is no incentive to do it, no incentive. So because it is a big job, it is a big role. So
I hear you, Jeff. I like those topics so far. The communications and the legislative reporting. Those are good things to talk about. It's discouraging to hear that getting a communications specialist is kind of it's like pulling teeth. I feel like nobody else is incentivized, really.
yeah.
But anyway, that's a good topic. I think it's an important position, and I don't know, maybe it can like Aaron's role, maybe there could be two people, in that capacity. You know, we make them a board member, and that's their role.
Yeah, that's also something we haven't talked about yet, but yeah, I think that would also require us probably revising the bylaws too, in order for that to become a board member. I would have to look into our bylaws a bit further about adding board positions. Megan, do you have any expertise on that? I mean, I guess if we were to add a board member, that would probably require a vote amongst the membership.
Right. You would definitely have to have the membership vote on that.
Well, it would be good. I mean, I think that's a great thing to discuss. We can kind of flesh it out, what it would mean. And, you know, do we add another role, or potentially do we modify an existing role? And so, heck, we've been playing with the bylaws the last couple of years. Seems like an annual thing. Anyway, that's it.
Again, Jeff, so the communications would be more, you know, their responsibility just for those that didn't attend that retreat is more just, you know, that person to reach out, to kind of understand our membership, right, and to justify the membership and maybe explore alternative options for obtaining members, keeping members, and as well as maybe, you know, social media and working with Megan and stuff with the website. And
yeah, you're exactly right there, Jason. I think it's I guess it's kind of a complicated job description. I wish well, I don't think Michelle's on the call. She would be able to explain it a lot better. But you know, just having that person with the experience of communication experience. I mean, I think most organizations have one. I know City of Great Falls, when I worked there, we just hired one just before we left. What's her job title there, Aaron? Because I know it's Lanny, but it's like some sort of like communications specialist, or I can't even remember the.
It'd be a PIO.
Yeah, the PIO. Yeah. So.
And the PIOs are usually, well, I see them with like for like cops, like for the press to talk to cops. They have a cops PIO, you know. But
yeah.
I think it's communication specialist.
Okay.
Lanny,
yeah. So I mean, so I guess it would be the nonprofit version of a PIO, kind of a communication specialist. So yeah, that's I think that would be something to talk about in January. Be interesting for sure. Is there anything else to add on any of these? Okay. I think we'll move on to reports. Nate sent me something. So kind of just typical stuff for the month of November. I guess the only thing that's outside of the typical norm would be the GIS Day checks. So Eric Spangerberg requested for the money to be donated back to Magip, the scholarship fund. So thanks there, Eric. And then, yeah, obviously Alan Armstrong and Haley. How do you pronounce Haley's last name? Is that, yeah, I don't even want to guess.
I don't even see. Do you have it in front of you there?
Durecki?
Yeah, it's Durecki. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Durecki. Okay. And then also check paid out to Michael Kruger for the meetup. So.
FYI, Jeff, the personal use license that I got, I ended up giving it to Haley, and she was really excited about that.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that was another thing I was going to mention too in my GIS Day update. Yeah, so I raffled off 5 personal use licenses, and yeah, Eric won one of them. 4 other people won one. So I don't have the email up, but most of you probably got that. So. So that's basically it. Oh, and then stamps and envelopes. Nate bought as well for Magip. So yeah, he wishes us all Merry Christmas. So okay, Rob, scholarship and grants.
Yeah, you know, I plan on submitting or issuing this year's call for applications, let's say second week of January, and we'll get that out. You know, I looked into that Montana Teachers Association, and it's more of a union than anything else, so it's not really a great forum for what we're trying to accomplish. But I'm going to keep pursuing that. And I got a little bit of a lead on some tribal education stuff. So I'm going to try to make contact after the holidays and see if we could maybe get a little bit more traction on the tribal front, meaning, you know, just exposure. And we'll see where that goes. But other than that, unless I hear otherwise from Nate, I'll just go with the same amounts that we did last year, if that suits all of you.
Yeah. One question there, Rob. Did you happen to have a contact within the tribal schools, or is that kind of something you're still kind of trying to find?
Well, I know the person that I want to contact, right? And they, you know, their position is with actually the National Park Service, but they're like a cultural curriculum specialist, and they have a role here at the university in the new Native American Center. So it looks like they do a lot of curriculum development at the Native American Center. So I'm going to see if that might be an avenue to reach more either educators or students.
Interesting. Yeah, because have we had much tribal,
Not much. A couple of years ago, oh gosh, maybe even like something like 5 years ago, we had a school from one of the reservations apply for a grant, and we gave them the grant, and they used it to buy tablets and stuff. So, I mean, it was good. They did something, but it was a little bit lackluster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just figured that's kind of that would be a worthy pursuit, to try to at least provide the opportunity. Whether they want to take advantage, it's another thing,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to Alan Armstrong. It's funny he came up today, but I was on a call earlier this morning, and somebody chatted me in the call, and they're like, "Hey, do you have a BLM contact? There's some cadastral service that was not functioning, and they were using it in their special uses program." So it's like, well, I know one guy. So I emailed Alan, and he emailed Denver, and we got it fixed. So that was interagency collaboration right there. Thanks to Magip.
Nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Rob. So Steve just had a quick update that he emailed all of us. He said not much to report. Just his committee's working on the salary report draft. And that's going well. So that's essentially Steve's update. Phoebe, conference.
Sure. I took some notes. I don't have them by me, but so I don't remember where we left off last meeting, but we do have the Better Together theme We have sent out a call for presentations. We have 3 sponsors, I believe, as of right now. I don't know the breakdown as to what categories. We, yeah, I think we sent out another save the date and some reminders. We still are deciding on how the schedule is going to work. We haven't nailed that down yet. Jason gave us some updates on workshops, and I think we're gonna have had some consensus on Esri being a kind of last minute representation. So I don't know if anyone wants to pitch in or anything I forgot, let me know. That's what I've got for you all.
Phoebe, do you know who the 3rd sponsor is? It says it's this Seth Johnston, but I guess it doesn't say the organization. I guess I should look him up in the registry.
Yeah, I'm not sure right now who that is.
Yeah, because the other two sponsors are the Montana State Library and then what's that LiDAR company out of Colorado? It's like the GV5. They used to be they used to be called Quantum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're called something else now, but it's essentially Quantum.
They were the one with like all the prizes at last conference, right? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to ask Michelle who that 3rd sponsor is, because that's definitely new. I think the last time I had heard there was only 2. So
It's probably
Yeah, that's
those.
good.
It's probably those Zoom Raiders that were on earlier.
Those are my friends. I can't believe he kicked them out.
Yeah, I'm sure, Bob.
I knew it.
I think we should all go on some Zoom raids here after the holidays.
Yeah, that was certainly a holiday treat for you.
I think I'll add, it's probably a good time to mention it. I think I sent something to Megan, and I might have forgotten to send something to Phoebe, but so it looks like Imagination, as of a couple weeks ago, is up for sale, which is disheartening and really sad, but I'll send you the link so you guys can see, just read the article a little bit. So I haven't confirmed their commitment to the conference. It sounds like this transition could take a while. And you know, I have no doubt they'll still be committed in April, but I'll be sure to follow up with them and stuff, just to confirm their involvement, I guess. But
yeah, and for those that weren't on the call, I think we were looking to host our Monday night event there too, and I guess we still could. These sale things do take a while, and yeah, it's hard to know the true intentions for sure.
Yeah. So and she, when I spoke with her, she was totally excited about our organization and the theme, and definitely willing to host something over there at the brewery. And then she was planning to keynote as well. You can kind of read an overview of their there's a nice article there, but it's just an overview of their history and community involvement and stuff. But again, I'll kind of follow up with her here at some point and make sure that they're still okay to do that. Because yeah, I think it will take a while, and it sounds like they're going to stay on board for the new owners and stuff for quite a while. So just wanted to share that with folks.
Okay. Jason, I guess this could lead straight into your update too.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So the workshops came together really nicely. We do still have 2 half-day workshops that we're working with Esri on. There's been some collaboration via email back and forth with Jan and stuff. It sounds like they're planning to at least host a half-day workshop, and there was as of last week they were just going to review and get back to us. So we shouldn't have any issues with filling them, because we do have a couple folks that are interested in hosting a half day if necessary, but we wanted to make sure that Esri was provided an option as well. So I'll just briefly go through what we have so far. So we have an Advanced Pro Concepts class from Eric Pimpler. It's a full day. We have Arcade class or workshop for a half day, and that's from Eric as well. And then another half day from Eric with Experience Builder. Frontier Precision, Ryan Engel, they have committed to a Field Maps half day, as well as a UAS, like a Pix4D mobile half day as well. Christian Hinderman with Department of Revenue, he's committed to that SQL queries class that's really well attended. Intro to ArcGIS Align with Brian Anderson. Intro to LiDAR, which is the U of M Spatial Analysis Lab. And then the John Hoagland is going to do a Python automation half day as well. So great list. I think it's just an awesome, just a lot of great options for folks, both advanced as well as intro. And then I just wanted to add, we have kind of a little list of additional responsibilities here at the beginning of the new year that we'll continue to work on, and including, updating our workshops website, confirming the pricing, which we pretty much have that nailed down, but just review a little more time with, Michelle. We want to review the software and hardware requirements for the rooms, and then reach out to get the bios and workshop abstracts and stuff from folks as well. So yeah, so we're kind of waiting on Esri. They were planning to review what they were willing to commit to and get back to us. So we'll kind of monitor that. We'll have a workshop meeting again beginning of January, and I think that's it. I guess I should add, I think again, Jeff and I had a really nice meeting with Frontier Precision, and they were completely committed to the event and really excited about it. So I think they're planning to sponsor as well. If that hasn't come through, we should see something from them.
Yeah, it would be nice to get a commitment from Esri, but yeah, I don't know.
They seem close. I mean, they were, they have 3 or 4 on their email list that she was CCing, Shane and others. So yeah, we'll see. But I should share as well. They were definitely inquiring about expectations for with COVID and stuff, and alternatives. If I think they were just trying to gauge our what our plans were hosting the event, so I'm not sure what, obviously I think everyone's heard that they're planning an in-person UC, so but I think that's probably still a concern with some folks. So
okay, thanks Jason. That's a great list of workshops, and yeah, definitely looking forward to that portion of the conference for sure. Megan with Web Subcommittee.
Yeah, just updating mainly the Big Sky Geocon page when we have updates. So The call for presentations is out there, as well as the hotel information. If you see anything else you need added, let me know, but Michelle's been good about sending me those. Have to start working on getting the sponsors added to that as well, so we'll touch base with Michelle to see if she's gotten any logos. I haven't checked Drive. And then I did update the member map for the year. I do that usually the first week of December. So that's been updated. That's about it.
Was it relatively the same number as last year?
We had more members, but less student members.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Eric with Emlia.
You might.
Hold on, I have to find it. Everything, all the active windows are all buried in different tabs here. So let's see. I guess we had a meeting November 18th. I was interested. What that I missed what you were that notes that you had up there, Jeff. Was that something that came from an MLIAC, from a meeting with MLIAC, or something where you were talking about the communication thing? And I saw you had a note down there at the bottom of coordinating with Aaron and myself.
Yeah, we kind of just had kind of a private conversation. I think, I mean, obviously, I think more is to come in January when we invite them for a small work session after our meeting.
Okay.
I did give Aaron and Jenny the option to involve you in that meeting. So they may or may not have wanted to do that. So
it's really, when it comes down to it, it's of no consequence whether you have me there or not. I mean, it's a decision they have to make, whether, I'm pretty much out of that. That's nothing that I can say, yeah, we should do that or no. I mean, that's going to be their decision.
Yeah,
They'll bring to the council as well. Let's see.
we did talk about you though.
That's great. Appreciate that. So it's always good, It's always good to wonder why your ears are burning on a given day. So
Those all positive notes there, Eric. All positive.
It's just the usual agenda. I was interested to hear about all the folks that they've hired. I mean, a lot of familiar names have come on over to the state library there, between Bob Cochran, Matt Trebesh, William Kessler was the one name who is the state elections. He was the one working with that geo-enabled state election side of things. That's the one name that I didn't really recognize. So, but yeah, of course, we all read in the paper this morning that we get a reprieve on working on that geo-enabled elections. They're not going to run that till next year. They're going to delay that in the coming election. So sounds like the Secretary of State's going to stick with their Montana votes before moving to the new application here for this. Let's see, what do we got here? I have my agenda, and unfortunately I didn't download the other side of things from the agenda. That's all out there on their website, but I know we're set. They set next meetings, and let's see.
At the conference will be the next one, right?
That's crazy. They don't even have that on my agenda here that I'm looking. Oh, there's the meeting schedule. We took action on that. That one should be up on their website. So. It was a good reminder for me when she and this is the folks, if you have folks in local government, it was a good reminder for me when they gave their first quarter MLIA financial report. That was a reminder that the filing fee went up. I think it was $2 or $1.50, something like that. All I know is at the local level, we're getting 50 cents versus the quarter. And so I think, if I recall that one. So
yeah, that's right.
So that was those folks on the local level. If you're tracking those things, that's actually, for us, it's going to be a benefit, because that's what we're going to end up tapping in fiscal year 23 for an imagery update. So
oh, nice.
So
Okay. And I think your guys' next meeting is actually Tuesday during the conference.
Yeah,
If I'm not
I think
mistaken.
so. Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's late though for us to for them to hold off till April. I thought they would have had something in. Now you have me curious to see if I missed something. They're usually pretty good about dropping those in my calendar and letting me discover those. No, I don't see it. January. Oh yeah, no. Oh no, that's different. A different security organization, not MLIAC. Yeah, you're right. Looks like it's April 5th is the MLIAC meeting at the Holiday Inn. 1 o'clock is what they have on my calendar here. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think that pretty much does it. Is that it there, Eric?
That wraps me, yeah.
Okay. And then obviously Michelle's not here, so we'll have to catch her next month. And then upcoming board meetings, obviously we got our in-person quarterly one, January 18th at 10 o'clock here in Helena. I'll be sending more details out about that probably around the new year. I was thinking about the Dive Bakery, Jason and Eric. They're open past noon, right? Or around there for food.
Yeah, we'd have to check. I believe so, Jeff. They're sometimes their hours are kind of weird, and
yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna check with them because I would want to confirm with them prior to that they would be expecting a big delivery order that day. So I will definitely be in communications with them. But I was wanting to get, I guess, your guys' input on that. I like the Dive, so and they have a very wide range, sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. So very well-rounded local business. So
yeah, that sounds good, Jeff.
Okay, yeah, and then I'll iron out the parking too. You have all those details, so none of you come there and expect to get ticketed. So. And then obviously then our two board meetings after that are just on call before the conference in April. So that's what's coming up. I'll take a motion to adjourn if none of you have anything else or if there's any public comment.
I'll motion to adjourn. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. All right. Appreciate everyone showing up, and have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I guess we'll see you in 2022.
Yes. Yeah. Best wishes to all of you.
Right on. See you next year.
Bye, guys.
See ya.